When you can't get what you want, get what you need. Feeling lost, crazy, and desperate belongs to a good life as much as optimism, certainty, and reason. These inspired futures hold futuristic inspirations. I speak my own sins. I cannot judge another. I have no tongue for it. Defeat is not the worst of failures. Not to have tried is the true failure. I think I've discovered the secret of life. You just hang around until you get used to it. We never know the quality of someone else's life, though we seldom resist the temptation to assume and pass judgment.
Oh, darling, don't be bitter. It's the first instinct of the weak. There's no greater show on earth than observing human nature.
You don't have to choose between being scientific and being compassionate. Not all can believe anything they want to, because not all have the ability to believe.
That is all very senseless, but this senselessness has a pretty mouth, and it smiles.
A burning desire has devious ways of transmuting itself into its physical equivalent.
Life is a mystery to be lived, not a problem to be solved.
A man is never more truthful than when he acknowledges himself a liar.
If freedom is short of weapons, we must compensate with willpower. Heaven is like an egg, and the earth is like the yolk of the egg.
I like shape very much. A novel has to have shape, and life doesn't have any. It can take years to mold a dream. It takes only a fraction of a second for it to be shattered. The results of knowledge without application results in nothing at all. Do what you know better to do. I had to learn to live without you, and I couldn't make sense of it because I left so much of me inside of you.
Do not use life to give life to death. Do not use death to bring death to life. Keep your dreams. You never know when you might need them.
To be successful, you have to be out there. You have to hit the ground running. Before wanting to feel at home with someone else, learn how to feel at home with yourself.
Reason may be employed to support faith as well as to destroy it.
Fear is oftentimes born of ignorance and misconception. It lays waste to the landscape of the soul.
Whatever you believe with feeling becomes your reality.
No one really knows why they are alive until they know what they die for. You are not just for the right or left, but for what is right over the wrong.
If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. Life isn't worth living unless it is lived for someone else.
The deeds you do may be the only sermon some persons will hear today. If the highest aim of a captain were to preserve his ship, he would keep it in port forever. Be noble like the sun. Let even those who resent you for shinning benefit from your warmth.
The worst part of being okay is that okay is far from happy.
The level of success you achieve will be in direct proportion to the depth of your commitment.
Once you realize you deserve better, letting go will be the best decision ever.
No one knows your truth but you. If you're secure in yourself, no one and no can touch you.
Dream big, stay positive, work hard, and enjoy the journey.
Nevertheless, life and death are mysterious states, and we know little of the resources of either. Sometimes you have to lose all you have to find out who you truly are. All I am is literature, and I'm not able or willing to be anything else.
It is a very natural human trait to destroy that which frightens us. In my deepest wound, I saw your glory, and it dazzled me. An over-examination of life can deter you from life itself.
There's a tragic clash between truth and the world. Pure, undistorted truth burns up the world. Smile at strangers, and you just might change a life.
Don't be afraid of death. Be afraid of the unlived life. One day, in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. The more you praise and celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate.
Trusting yourself means living out what you already know. Be true. Time throws you out of its dimensionless planar like a boomerang. It unites with you again in death. I failed to communicate. That's why I chose to leave.
Chaos is more freedom. In fact, total freedom, but no meaning.
I think of life as a good book. The further you get into it, the more it begins to make sense. You get in life what you have the courage to ask for.
Waiting for changing opinions is like waiting for nothing. Kendati batasantara kebebasan, dan ketidak pedulian terkadang saru.
Youth cannot know how age thinks and feels, but old men are guilty if they forget what it was to be young. It is better to be respected than it is to be popular. Popularity ends on yearbook day. Respect lasts forever. The calling of an author is more than just to entertain, but also to share one's experiences with the world. Integrity is a powerful force, keeping you alive to others long after you've left their presence. A man must not be without shame, for the shame of being without shame is shamelessness indeed.
No persons are more frequently wrong than those who will not admit they are wrong.
To hide feelings when you are near crying is the secret of dignity.
Silence is a true friend who never betrays.
I could agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong. You only struggle because you're ready to grow, but aren't willing to let go. Be known for your kindness and sympathy, for a kind gesture can heal a wound that only compassion can heal. Believe in your heart that you're meant to live a life full of passion, purpose, magic, and miracle. Loneliness and the feeling of being unwanted is the most terrible poverty. Don't wake me for the end of the world unless it has very good special effects.
Judging is the cause that creates the effect of choosing. Do your work, then step back, the only path to serenity.
To find what you seek in the road of life, the best proverb of all is that which says, "Leave no stone unturned." Truth will always be truth, regardless of lack of understanding, disbelief, or ignorance. Work at your job and make a living. Work on yourself and make a fortune. It's partly true too, but it isn't all true. People always think something's all true.
It is an acceptance of being uncomfortable that drives change. To attain knowledge, add things every day. To attain wisdom, remove things every day.
What you believe you can receive, if you doubt it, you will do without it.
True knowledge exists in knowing that you know nothing.
Train your mind to be stronger than your feelings. The demon that you can swallow gives you its power, and the greater life's pain, greater life's reply. I promise you this, when I embraced my differences and stopped trying to fit in, I ended up where I belonged.
Everything's a risk. Not doing anything is a risk. It's up to you. Done is better than perfect.
You can't always judge people by the things they've done. You gotta judge them by what they are doing now. It is evident as a matter of logic that since they disagree, not more than one of them can be true. Don't part with your illusions. When they are gone, you may still exist, but you have ceased to live. Never judge what you have not experienced. Every moment is a new experience. Don't let your luggage define your travels. Each life unravels differently.
Focus on making yourself better, not on thinking that you are better. The truth isn't always beauty, but the hunger for it is.
We cannot reach the pinnacle except by taking advantage of the abilities we have and acquiring those that we do not. Don't half-state yourself. You're the most variable person, because every big thing started from a small one. Inspiration is like perspiration. It tends to strike at the most inopportune of time. Take it moment by moment, and you will find that we are all, as I've said before, bugs in amber. Read books, care about things, get excited. Try not to be too down on yourself. Enjoy the ever-present game of knowing. Never trust a person that has let you down more than 2 times. Once was a warning, twice was a lesson, and anything more than that is simply taking advantage. Accidents happen. Our bones shatter, our skin splits, our hearts break, we burn, we drown, we stay alive.
Let your mind wander in the pure and simple. Be one with the infinite. Let all things take their course.
Some people avoid thinking deeply in public only because they are afraid of coming across as suicidal. It's your life. You don't need someone's permission to live the life you want. Be brave to live from your heart. Here's to freedom. Cheers to art. Here's to having an excellent adventure. And may the stopping never start. Sometimes being happy takes effort. Invest time and energy in yourself and your happiness. The smallest act of kindness makes you more beautiful than any expensive dress or makeup. No greater gift there is than a generous heart. Life is a dance. Mindfulness is witnessing that dance.
Communism is the final logic of the dehumanization of man.
You can live your whole life not realizing that what you're looking for is right in front of you. If you start with nothing and end up with nothing, there's nothing lost.
Take care of your body, then the rest will automatically become stronger.
Selling my soul would be a lot easier if I could just find it. You have to rise above the squabbling and chaos and keep believing. You have to always keep your goals in mind.
Everything in life is speaking in spite of its apparent silence.
Molecules dissolve and pass away, but consciousness survives the death of the matter on which it rides. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Don't have hope that the situation will be better. Have hope that your Savior will be nearer.
Everything is created twice, first in the mind and then in reality. I like people who refuse to speak until they are ready to speak.
Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened.
The man who has forgotten self may be said to have entered heaven. The only way out of the labyrinth of suffering is to forgive. Hence the saying, the enlightened ruler lays his plans well ahead. The good general cultivates his resources.
I have often wished I had time to cultivate modesty, but I am too busy thinking about myself. The shortness of life, so often lamented, may be the best thing about it. When life takes away, something of greater value is always given in return. Little risks brings little success. Great risks brings forth great success. If you can't feel gratitude when you are in need, the feeling of the need would never leave you, even if it is fulfilled. Things die, but they don't always stay dead. Believe me, I know. Don't bother, just to be better than your contemporaries or predecessors. Try to be better than yourself. Luck is a word used to describe the success of people you don't like. You can't do anything about the length of your life. You can do something about its width and depth. So early in my life, I had learned that if you want something, you had better make some noise. I visited many places, some of them quite exotic and far away, but I always returned to myself.
A human being is part of a whole called by us the universe.
You're already in the territory of the flowers. It's only a matter of time before you bloom. Don't go on discussing what a good person should be. Just be one. A dream you dream alone is only a dream. A dream you dream together is reality. The quest for meaning is the key to mental health and human flourishing.
Never say that I have taken it, only that I have given it back. I very rarely think in words at all. A thought comes, and I may try to express it in words afterwards.
I don't need a lot. I just want to find my peace. You are a wonderful creation. You know more than you think you know, just as you know less than you want to know. The words kept coming back to him. Statement of a mystical truth and a palpable absurdity. You're never given a dream without also being given the power to make it true.
It does not matter how long you live, but how well you do it.
Knighthood lies above eternity. It doesn't live off fame, but rather deeds.
Apparent confusion is a product of good order, apparent cowardice of courage, apparent weakness of strength.
Sometimes bad things have to happen before good things can. The greatest discovery of any generation is that a human can alter his life by altering his attitude.
Be brave to stand for what you believe in, even if you stand alone.
The only part of you that hurts when you're given the truth is the part that lives on lies. When you're too tired and feel like giving up on life, sit down and ponder over the journey of water. One must work and dare if one really wants to live. Discussion is impossible with someone who claims not to seek the truth, but already to possess it.
Learning without thought is labor lost. Thought without learning is perilous. You never fail until you stop trying.
Your heart is a powerful force. Use it consciously. If you don't behave as you believe, you will end by believing as you behave. If a man is to shed the light of the sun upon other men, he must first of all have it within himself.
Stop being okay with everything.
Faith is not like a raincoat, only to be worn on drizzly days.
Life is a succession of lessons which must be lived to be understood.
True potential is realized when we stretch, when we choose to go beyond our present perceived capability.
Everyone's greatest fantasy is to walk away from the life you lead. The cost of being wrong is less than the cost of doing nothing.
Disappointment came to me and booted me and bruised and hurt me, but that's how people grow up. I need to stop fantasizing about running away to some other life and start figuring out the one I have. Do not give them a candle to light the way. Teach them how to make fire instead. That is the meaning of enlightenment.
I'm not afraid of storms, for I am learning how to sail my ship.
You will have 500 million little bells, and I shall have 500 million springs of fresh water.
Not every instance requires a response. Truth resides silently in the seat of power. Life is 10% what you make it, and 90% how you take it.
Fiction is a solution, the best solution to the problem of existential solitude. It would be a much more blooming world if we share with others whatever good we have in us. Realize that everything connects to everything else. There's no solution to life. There's going to be problems no matter what. If it's going to be a world with no time for sentiment, it's not a world that I want to live in. When you want something, the entire universe conspires to help you achieve it. At first, they'll only dislike what you say, but the more correct you start sounding, the more they'll dislike you. My happiness grows in direct proportion to my acceptance and in inverse proportion to my expectations. Miracles do not, in fact, break the laws of nature. The true test of a man's character is what he does when no one is watching. But please remember, this is only a work of fiction. The truth, as always, will be far stranger. You choose how you feel, you choose what you do, you choose who you are.
When you say I and my too much, you lose the capacity to understand the we and our. Unless you enter the tiger's lair, you cannot get hold of the tiger's cubs.
Seeing a miracle will inspire you, but knowing you are a miracle will change you.
It's failure that gives you the proper perspective on success.
The life you have left is a gift. Cherish it. Enjoy it now to the fullest. Do what matters now. Spoon feeding in the long run teaches us nothing but the shape of the spoon.
Attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference.
Emulate good behavior, that when you encounter people from your past, you won't have to hide yourself away. We never know how high we are till we are called to rise. Then if we are true to form, our statures touch the skies. Don't wait, the time will never be just right. Success is a state of mind. If you want success, start thinking of yourself as a success. The fundament upon which all our knowledge and learning rests is the inexplicable. People are almost always better than their neighbors think they are. Ask not of things to shed their veils. Unveil yourselves, and things will be unveiled.
I never think of the future. It comes soon enough.
Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Dedicate yourself to what gives your life true meaning and purpose. Make a positive difference in someone's life. When we stop fighting against death, we are able to wake up to our lives. Being sensitive is a gift that fosters peace. Help create a kinder, gentler world by embracing it.
Half of seeming clever is keeping your mouth shut at the right times.
Snow floated down every once in a while, but it was frail snow, like a memory fading into the distance.
Falling down is an accident. Staying down is a choice. The superior man understands what is right. The inferior man understands what will sell.
We have now sunk to a depth at which restatement of the obvious is the first duty of intelligent men.
If you listen to critics for too long, you will become deaf to success.
If stars needed the sky's permission to shine, the universe would be a very dark place.
Agitate him and ascertain the pattern of his movement.
Now and then it's good to pause in our pursuit of happiness and just be happy. Of all knowledge, the wise and good seek mostly to know themselves.
What is important is not what you hear said, it's what you observe.
What we achieve inwardly will change outer reality. To all appearances, he was just drifting. In actuality, he was just drifting.
Feeling guilty does not set us free. Being equipped sets us free.
You must learn from your past mistakes, but not lean on your past successes.
It doesn't matter how great your shoes are if you don't accomplish anything in them.
dreaming of a life not lived, but holding on to the fantasy, because the scars of reality still sting the heart. He will essentially follow the language of the spectacle, for it is the only one he is familiar with.
No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted.
Guilt is a feeling that you owe a debt that you're not paying.
The trouble is, you can shut your eyes, but you can't shut your mind. Each star is a mirror reflecting the truth inside you. Every beginning has an end, and every end is a new beginning.
I must be willing to give up what I am in order to become what I will be.
Only those who attempt the absurd can achieve the impossible.
I can't understand why people are frightened of new ideas. I'm frightened of the old ones.
Everything, no matter how beautiful, is only with us for a while.
A good life has some bad days too.
So in war, the way is to avoid what is strong and strike at what is weak. Perfect happiness is the absence of striving for happiness.
Care about what other people think, and you will always be their prisoner. Nothing is ever complete. You just have to get it close enough that it makes you happy. Real courage is when you know you're licked before you begin, but you begin anyway and see it through no matter what. The beginning is the most important part of the work. You take people, you put them on a journey, you give them peril, you find out who they really are. A goal without a plan is just a wish. If you are out to describe the truth, leave elegance to the tailor. Life's like a movie. Write your own ending. Keep believing, keep pretending. Being human is not hard because you're doing it wrong. It's hard because you're doing it right. Anyone who isn't embarrassed of who they were last year probably isn't learning enough. You will never follow your own inner voice until you clear up the doubts in your mind. The hardest battle you are ever going to have to fight is the battle to be just you. What is considered impossible is someone else's opinion. What is possible is my decision.
All shall be done, but it may be harder than you think. You will find the key to success under the alarm clock. Everything you do doesn't have to be seen or heard. Prioritize your physical and mental health. They are your most valuable assets.
The seeker embarks on a journey to find what he wants and discovers along the way what he needs.
One need not destroy one's enemy. One need only destroy his willingness to engage.
If you can't do great things, do small things in a great way. There is strange comfort in knowing that no matter what happens today, the sun will rise again tomorrow.
He who knows his enemy and himself well will not be defeated easily.
Taking pictures is savoring life intensely, every hundredth of a second. Building a successful life requires effort. The more effort you put into what you do, the more result you would see.
A clever person solves a problem. A wise person avoids it.
If you know how to remain peaceful from within, then there is nothing in this world that can create trouble in you. The purpose of literature is to turn blood into ink. My motto is that you can't always control what happens to you in life, but you can control your reaction.
All is mystery, but he is a slave who will not struggle to penetrate the dark veil. Face reality as it is, not as it was, or as you wish it to be. A real scientist solves problems, not wails that they are unsolvable. Shoot for the moon. Even if you fail, you'll land among the stars.
People always say life is too short for regrets, but the truth is it's too long.
Realize deeply that the present moment is all you will ever have.
Success is a little like wrestling a gorilla. You don't quit when you're tired. You quit when the gorilla is tired. We have no right to just stand by and watch them tarnish our tomorrow.
Slowing down was how we remembered what we never wanted to forget.
The unhappiest people in this world are those who care the most about what other people think.
The moon and the stars shine, even when the clouds hide the sunbeams.
A true friend doesn't have guts. They beat you up and later plead with you to beat them back. I'm not into this whole move with the times thing. I reckon we should just decide on a year and stick with it. When the thunderclap comes, there is no time to cover the ears. If you're brave enough to say goodbye, life will reward you with a new hello.
If you always want the validation of others, you won't grow beyond people's expectations.
Feelings are real. They often become one's reality, but they are not always based on truth. An act of kindness may take only a moment of our time, but when captured in the heart, the memory lives forever. No amount of regretting can change the past, and no amount of worrying can change the future. Try it before you doubt it, because it might just be for you. There isn't an end point to excellence where you have it and you can stop. Being your best self means keeping on trying. For great men, religion is a way of making friends. Small people make religion a fighting tool. Not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path. Most men would rather deny a hard truth than face it.
Moods can be contagious. Don't catch or spread a bad mood. Truth often sacrificed for the sake of stability and peace. Either in conflict with others or in harmony with them, we go through life like a runaway horse, unable to stop.
Always remember people who have helped you along the way, and don't forget to lift someone up.
You can't be brave if you've only had wonderful things happen to you.
We are not leaving anyone behind. We have to stick together in order to stay safe.
From a certain point onward, there's no longer any turning back.
It's harder to make the glass than break the glass.
A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep.
Bitter though it may be to many, Cadfael concluded, there is no substitute for truth, in this or any case. The people I distrust most are those who want to improve our lives, but have only one course of action.